Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. My Yoga Shakti told me that it is Gurudev's wish to continue from Vilapa Kusumanjali verse 7. So I have it here, and I think it is good to read the verse again and then continue where you left yesterday, I think. So it's a very special verse because my Gurudev, he says the first three verses, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami prayers, the first three verses are in spiritual identity, then the next in the material identity, and now from this verse onwards, he is completely absorbed in his Siddha Deha as Tulsi Manjari or Rati Manjari. So the verse is, O Swamini, my mistress Radhe, the heart of this maidservant constantly burns in a great fire of separation from you. Being thus afflicted and crying with great love, I lament here in the following verses. So from here on till the end, this is actually the booklet of lamentation, which is called Vilapa Kusumanjali. So, like Gauranga Sundara last Sunday very nicely said that we should always check what is the mood of the verse we are discussing. So, and when I read it, just before you stopped yesterday, there is a very wonderful sentence where the mood of this verse is very beautifully depicted. I repeat that line and then we can go on with where you stopped. So the mood of this verse, Baba is saying, is very similar to someone else's mood. You will see when I read it. So the last sentence from yesterday was, in this way, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami was in the same condition as Mahaprabhu when he wept Tomara Darshane Vine Adhanye Ei Ratri Dine Ei Kala Nayaha Katana. This is a very heavy mood. Mahaprabhu also in the Shikshastakam is speaking about this separation. The translation of this is, without seeing you, these days and nights are miserable, and this time cannot be passed. So here we can see how Raghunath Das Goswami is feeling in this bouquet of lamentation, this Vilapa Kusumanjali. He is totally torn and shaken by the separation of his Swamini, and that, as Gurudev and Baba many times say, this is the ultimate goal. We should also feel separated from Swamini. So here in this world, every day we have to try to remember that this is the ultimate goal, to become a shadow of Swamini and to be close to her in our actions, inside and outside. So at least for me, this is a day, every day, it is a new challenge, and it is only possible by the kripa of our wonderful Gurudev, which takes each of us by the hands to reach this goal. So we cannot imagine this pain Raghunath Das Goswami is feeling. Gurudev, maybe you can say something to this very deep pain of separation Raghunath Das Goswami is feeling. I think, is he hearing it? He's not Okay. Okay. Continue. Okay. Okay. So I will continue with the commentary of my beloved Gurudev, where you left off yesterday. Because of his suffering of separation, Sri Raghunath Das himself writes, Kapi Dasi, I am your fallen maidservant. That's why my heart is burning in want of your personal service. I repeat, this line is very beautiful. I am your fallen maidservant. That's why my heart is burning in want of your personal service. So when I say that, it has no meaning. But when Raghunath Das Goswami is saying it, we can see by his life and how he lived that he is really burning in separation from Swamini. He's burning from wanting to be always in his Radhikata Astakam. He says, I always want to take a bath in your personal service. So he is our Brayochan Acharya. He is the one who is showing us our goal. So when he says, my heart is burning in want of your personal service, he means it. I can say it 100 times, and there is not much behind it except for a little greed. But when Raghunath Das Goswami is saying it, it will be a blessing for us to follow his most wonderful footsteps, and we should take his example as good as we can. The mood of the maid servants, a very deep sentence. If anyone wants to share Gurudev and all the Vaishnavas, the next sentence is actually a very, very beautiful and deep sentence. The mood of the maid servants is identical with Radharani's mood. This is a very, very, very deep sentence, because how is this possible? It is only possible because the Kinkaris, the Manjaris, they are so close to Radhika. It's called Tadatmya Bhav, very close, so that all the emotions Swamini is feeling will be reflected in the heart of the Kinkaris, even so much so, like in the first verse, where Rupa Manjari has the same bite marks on her lips like Swamini, because they are so close that they feel the same emotions, even to the extent that the body is showing the same symptoms. This is astonishing. Very, very astonishing. And we are lucky and fortunate that we are on this path of attaining this most wonderful Bhavula Sarati, which is the highest gift Sriman Mahaprabhu and our Acharyas came to give. It is the highest goal for the jiva, for the living entity, to feel this mood and to be as close as possible to Swamini. This is the highest goal. And Baba, in the introduction and in the first verse, he is explaining this is Bhavola Sarati. The love for Radhika surpasses the love for Krishna. Radhik Sneha is another word for this most wonderful Bhavola Sarati. The mood of the maid servants is identical with Radharani's mood. Just as Radhika is the personification of full Mahabhav, so her maidservants are the personifications of seva rasa, the flavor of service. Maybe someone wants to share something. This is sentence after sentence, is so deep. Gurudev, what means the personification of service? Maybe you can share on that.
Yeah. Please.
So Tarun Baba explained so nicely about Manjari's feeling and Radhika's feeling is Tadatmika. And so love means service. One says Radha Adik Sneha is love Radhika most, nobody else. Saki made some love for Radhika, but Manjari is much, much greater love than Saki and Gopi. Because the Tadatmika. I just remember one verse. Shri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam. Sapitamena Bhutare. Swan Rupa Kadamahyam. Tadat Swapadantika. So like Rupa Goswami, no, Mano Abhishtam. Heart feeling and desire of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu means Radhika. So she knows Radhika's feeling. So similarly, Raghunath Das is first Raganuga Bhakta. So she knows Radhika's feeling. And to serve, we have to know master's feeling or mistress's feeling. So this Manjari knows Swamini's feeling most. Manjari knows Radhika's Manobhishtam. Radhika desire to meet Mohan. So, and Manjari is helping. And Manjari has so much love. And Manjari's beauty is, she does not ask anything from Swamini. Instead of asking, he wants to give always Radhika. 例えば、Radhika's desire, Manjari want to fulfill. Like Radhika could serve Krishna because Radhika knows the heart of Krishna, and Radhika could serve Krishna most. Therefore, her name is Radhika, Aradhika. So Radhika. So similarly, Manjari knows heart of Swamini, and she has so much love for Swamini. Therefore, this service mood is highest and selfless, and so much loyalty is there. So therefore, this Manjari's service is highest. And this service, actually Bhakti is beauty. So Radhika is serving Krishna, and Radhika could feel 100 times bliss than Krishna. And someone who serve Radhika, sometimes they feel more than Radhika because service is giving us so much pleasure. So this Manjari is tasting seva rasa because this seva is so beautiful, so pure, so selfless, so loyal. So I just give some hint. I don't know also. So please help other devotee, Gauranga Sundara or some other devotee. Radhe Radhe.
And that is flavor.
So Gurudev says that is flavor.
Living in that flavor.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. So I think this whole paragraph is so important for someone who really wants to understand what is Manjari Bhav about. Baba is packing so much wonderful sentences in this paragraph up to the verse. This is really wonderful. Really wonderful. The mood of the maidservants is identical with Radhika's mood. Just as Radhika is the personification of full Mahabhav, so her maidservants are the personifications of Seva Rasa, the flavor of service. I was just thinking, here in this material world, everyone is serving a different master, everyone is serving in one way or another. And at the end, even Prabhupada said, even those who don't think they serve, they will serve death at the end. So here in this material world, we serve and we don't get anything back because we cannot take anything back. But in the spiritual world, service is the alpha and service is the omega. It's the way and it is the goal. And so this is so nice that Baba is speaking about this here so deeply. Their svarupas are made of this service flavor. So their whole beings are made of the consciousness that I am serving. Wonderful. It's completely opposite to the material mode where everyone thinks I have to be served. So we have to turn around the mind that I am serving in whatever way I do. It's very beautiful. Now the next sentences again are the conclusion why Manjari Bhav is Ujjvala Rasa Svabhakti Shriyam, the highest gift. Baba is explaining. No one understands Radha Krishna's wishes. I know why Gurudev wants us to continue with this verse, because it's the most deep, one of the most deep explanations. No one understands Radha Krishna's wishes as well as they do, because they are so close to Swamini. That's why they suffer so much when they are deprived of their devotional service. No one else is as qualified to understand or to catch the experience of what are Swamini's innermost feelings, but them. Not even Swamini's own girlfriends, the Sakhis. I repeat, no one is as qualified to understand. This is the first point, to understand. And the second point, to catch the experience of what are Swamini's innermost feelings. So because the Manjaris are so close to Radhika, they immediately know what to do and how to serve. Not even Swamini's own girlfriends. So this again shows the superiority of the Kinkaris in the most beautiful way.
Jai Shri Radhe, Tarun Baba.
May I say something? Oh, sorry.
Sure.
Oh yeah, you can speak first.
Everyone can say.
No, my Didi, please.
I'm just reading.
No, Didi.
I was just thinking about one small point, thinking why I don't have so many separation feelings and so many intense feelings, because my feelings are still so much centered about my existence here on this planet Earth. That's what I realize. And when the feelings are shifting, maybe from, I don't know, any numbers, to a percentage of coming closer to the feelings of Swamini, or even to feel that I am a Kapi Dasi, a fallen Dasi, then that will shift. And that's...
We cannot hear you, Sunidhi.
That I will feel also more in the mood of service to Srimati Radhika, or to my Gurudev, or to my Vaishnavas, to my Radha Mohan. Or, most of the day I'm thinking how to serve my own goals, my own world, like this. I just feel that it's an important point, that why sometimes I feel more and sometimes I feel less connected it is where are my feelings concentrated on my wishes, and that I can just say as my homework, as Gurudev says, this is my homework, to shift my wishes, to shift my concentration, to shift my inner feelings towards the service or towards myself. That is the difference, why there are more feelings or less feelings, that I just wanted to give.
Thank you. That is exactly what I was making when I was saying in the beginning, when I say, I am your, that is when I say, when I, as a Tarun Govindara, say, why my heart is, if I would read this, I am your fallen maidservant. That is why my heart is burning in your want of your personal service. Therefore, I was saying this has not much value, because I am so much still occupied with the material existence. But when Raghunath Das Goswami is speaking, it has so much more. And this is because we are, like you wonderfully said, like we are too much giving emphasis on the material platform every day. So the more we go in the other way, the more our minds can hopefully feel. Guranga Sundar, you wanted to share something, please.
I want to share something with Sunitiji made a point which is practical. And I can say from my own, referring to Suniti, I can say, according to my level of consciousness, many things depends on the hormones, my dears. The more hormones are present in our bodily consciousness of life and body, the more we are deprived from devotional service. Because all this chemistry which is going on through all our body, subtle body, is also under the influence of demigods. And we cannot control it, and it's very hard to control. So sometimes we have to be patient with ourselves, that our hormones cool down a little bit. And when they cool down, the gunas will cool down, and we will be able to properly cool ourselves and come to the point of our soul. And with that, our goal will be much more clear in our heart, not in the mind, heart. So this is my realizations. And when I wanted to say something, I just want to say this importance of meditation to be connected with the acharyas, Rasik devotees, is something which is indescribably helpful. And only connection through heart to heart can help us to overcome all these sadhakas problems. But if we are always putting ourselves in the center, then we cannot be connected with the hearts and emotions of the Rasik devotees. So it means surrendering and acceptance of their supremacy, their guidance, their instructions, and as much as we can, like a sadhakas, the more advancement will develop in our life. The point is here very nicely, which Baba made, and Tarunji very nicely explained, really, why this seva rasa or seva rupaya is so important in Manjari, all constitutional position. Because this seva rasa, it's very difficult and it's not possible to understand with bodily consciousness how it's possible that Bhava Deha, spiritual, transcendental body, be completely made of seva. Body and bodily consciousness is functioning completely in the opposite way. I want seva, but my body doesn't accept the seva like prana, like real life. And it's not possible for materialistic body and consciousness. Only spiritual body can be seva rupaya and seva ras. And this personification of seva ras is actually identical with Radharani. Radharani is always suffering. She is also suffering because she cannot give the pleasure to serve Mohan according to his desires. That is her suffering. And we can see how this suffering from Radharani's heart and all her Mahabhava, Bhava Vigraha, existence, every pore, every cell is made from Radharani to give the pleasure. This is reflecting directly to her beloved Manjaris. And because Radharani is suffering to give the Mohan pleasure 24/7, and she is suffering when she cannot do it, also Manjaris feels completely devastated that they cannot serve Radharani. And with this devastation in their consciousness, spiritual consciousness, they say, I am Vilapini Kapidasi. I am fallen. So, when pure devotee is saying, I am fallen, this is the result of great devotional feelings which appears in his heart. The more devotion is appearing in the heart, the more unqualification person feels. And we can see here how Raghunath is on the top level of devotion, so his suffering and his consciousness, I am most fallen, is proportionally according to that. So we cannot imitate. This is the point. One point is we cannot imitate, but what, like a sadhakas, we can do exactly what we are doing now. To talk not about our fallen position, but to try to connect our hearts with his pure heart, because his feeling of I am fallen and unqualified is result and sign of his purity, humility, and eagerness. So by talking about kata, sharing about his feeling, we sadhakas are practicing sadhana bhakti, trying to come on the stage of bhava bhakti, but not independently of following the moods and feelings and the heart of our prayojan, like Tarunji said, prayojan guru. If we don't have prayojan in our heart fixed and firmly established, we will never feel separation. If I want something, Jairade, if I want something and I feel burning desire to attain something, I will do everything. But if I want something and I don't feel burning desire to do anything to attain this goal, it means that my desire, yes, it is here present in my life, but it's not so burning. Automatically, it means that I cannot suffer because I cannot attain my desirable goal. So Radharani is suffering. Every cell of her Mahabhav, Vigraha, body, embodiment of Mahabhav, is suffering when she cannot give the pleasure to Krishna. The root of verb rad means satisfaction. Such is here, maybe he can correct me. Rad means satisfaction. And aparad means not giving satisfaction. To whom? Not to myself, but to my beloved Ishtadev. So all cell, all pore or atom of Radharani's body is suffering when she cannot give pleasure to Krishna. She is not an ordinary girl who wants to be embraced by him, kissed by him. No. She wants that Krishna embrace her because it is giving him pleasure. And she is suffering when she cannot give him a pleasure by allowing him to embrace her. It's completely explosion for materialistic consciousness. And if we try to understand it with materialistic consciousness, we will never succeed. So we should use this opportunity, which rare chance which we have, to follow the mood, not to be smart, but to follow the emotions and feel the emotions of Rasik devotees. It's not important how we feel. For our bodily consciousness and state of consciousness, the most important thing for sadhaka is to feel how Rasik devotees are feeling. When we succeed in that, and we receive the mercy that we can feel this, then we will feel fallen, unqualified, and happy. This is the bliss, but not for materialistic way of thinking. And when Manjari is feeling severe pain of separation, from whom? She said, from you, Radhe, but actually from devotion of service to you. If I cannot, I can be with you, Radhe, but if I cannot serve you, I will die. And we, with materialistic consciousness, we want to be with Radharani, to dance with Radharani, to hug with Radharani, to laugh with Radharani. But this is not Gaudiya Vaishnava mood. This is not Siddhanta of Manjari Bhav. Mood is, I will die if I be with you, and I cannot serve you. And we need a space in our consciousness to cool down our hormones, to cool down gunas, to really accept what acharyas are talking, not our intelligence, mind, false ego, or whatever. I'm talking to myself, but also, otherwise we will miss the point. This is my conviction. Brother.
You know,
Sadhana bhakti. This sadhana has to do in our day-to-day and minute-to-minute time. What we have to do, we have to check ourselves every moment.
This is sadhana bhakti. Yes, Gurudev. And we cannot expect that in sadhana bhakti we are acting and feeling and thinking like someone who attained perfection. It's not place for disappointment because we are already in the well, in the ditch. So we need not to recognize and to talk always about our ditch and well around us, but we have to talk about what is going on about this well. This is sadhana bhakti, up and down, left and right, wrong, right. No, this is why this sadhana bhakti is. Tarunji knows also that very nicely. Because sadhana bhakti is made for purification, and we are passing through the process of purification. Whatever we do, now we are doing what? Purification. This is purification. It's not easy, and this is sadhana bhakti. But if we have a goal, then this purification will be much more easier to tolerate humbly with the pain and continue.
Also, we have the hope and the blessings of all our acharyas. If you read Madhurya Kadambini, if you read all this Ragavatma Chandrika, we know that this, like Gauranga Sundari explained, Gauranga Sundara, I see you already as a woman, nice. This, this wonderful path is backed up with the acharyas so that we can have a thermometer to check where we are, where we're going, what is the path. So all these stages we go through are so wonderfully explained. And no one, like Gauranga Sundara said, no one of us should be discouraged. There's always hope if we attach ourselves to the instructions of our beloved Gurudev and when we follow what the acharyas left behind in the forms either of these books or the songs. So this is what is actually called bhajan, when we also not only sing, but when we know what we sing and when we follow. So I continue with the verse. I was just thinking one more thing. How lucky we are. Because Baba is saying here, more or less.
Tarun Baba, can I share a little bit?
Yes, sure.
Gauranga Sundaran, you are explained so nicely. I just feeling Gurudev, like checking ourselves. So And Baba say, Raganuga Bhakti is mental religion. And Prabhupada say, what is the working, acting of mind? He's saying, thinking, feeling, wishing. These three things are important. Thinking, maybe feeling, thinking, and wish. I'll do like this. So I felt Gurudev's word. We check what we are thinking and what we are feeling, what our decision, what is our desire. So this is, I just, Prabhupada words and mental religion, I was just coming out or checking, thinking, feeling, and thinking, and wish, like kind of deciding. This is, I think, day by day practice is important. So thank you very much. Sorry, I disturbed.
No disturbance. I am just the reader, Maharaj. Everyone can speak whenever they want. All is open. I was just thinking when I read this before, this wonderful sentence, no one else is as qualified to understand, to catch experience of what are Swaminiji's innermost feelings but them, the Manjaris, not even Swamini's own girlfriends. So more or less Baba is saying, we have the chance, this unprecedented chance to really have something even the Sakis have not. The Sakis have not this understanding and they don't know what is going on in the heart of Swamini as much as the Manjaris do. So this was never ever given before, to have this same mood, like Baba is saying, the Kingaris, identical mood of Swamini. This bhav has never ever been given before. And we now have this chance to imbibe that mood, like Gauranga Sundara has said, by sadhana bhakti, by persevering every day in our beautiful sadhana life, in anugatya of Guru, so that we also can understand what is going on in the heart of Swamini. So this is not possible for her girlfriends, for the Sakis. So I find this very, very astonishing. Such a wonderful gift. One day, Swamini is angry with Shyam, and Krishna comes to her kunja dressed as a girl, trying to please her. But Swamini gives a hint to Tulasi Manjari to kick him out of the kunja. Now Baba is quoting Utkalika Vallari 59. I will not look at this cheater anymore. I will keep the wealth of my honor. Subal's friend, Mohan, has entered my kunja disguised as a girl. Stop him. Oh Radhe, when can I, after hearing these anxious words of yours, stop that best of cowherds from entering? Tulasi then tells Mohan, oh rogue, which actually means criminal, dacoit, rascal. There are no demons here that you can delude in this enchanting dress like Mohini. He is now this is a wordplay with when Mohini enchanted the demigods. There are no demons here that you can delude in this enchanting dress like Mohini did at that time. We are Radha's kinkaris. We can understand all your tricks. Realize your own deceitfulness and get out of this kunja. So no one can speak to Krishna like that except for the Manjaris. And from no one else, Krishna will accept also the words coming in this matter. So here, always Baba is opening up and putting down, putting away the curtain for us sadhakas to envision, like Gauranga Sundara said, what is going on up there, not outside our windows, not in our town, not in our village, but now we can close our eyes and we can see how Krishna dresses himself as a girl. And now we can also hear. This is the only reason the acharyas wrote down these words, for us to remember them and to really envision these things. So now we can see it as Krishna is entering the Nikunja dressed as a girl, and also we can hear what they are talking about. Why? Because they are there. Because Rupa Manjari is Rupa Goswami, they are there. And Tulsi Manjari is Raghunath Das Goswami, both. They are there and they are correspondent, like in the TV, in the television. They are the spiritual correspondents. They tell us what is going on in the spiritual world so that we can feel relief from the material world, because this is like watching a very, very wonderful movie. And now it's not in the 30s, there was no vocals in the movies, but now we have the vocals also, how they talk to each other, how wonderfully the Manjari is rebuking Krishna, telling him to get lost. This is so beautiful. So Narottam Das Thakur is singing, Ingite bujibo so kaj. Baba is quoting, I will understand all my duties simply on their hints. So here telepathy is going on. So the manjaris are so fine-tuned and so in oneness, in feelings with Swamini, that the manjari will understand all my duties simply on their hints. Even Krishna could not understand Radhika's innermost feelings. That's exactly why he became Gora. His 3 wishes in this direction were unfulfilled. That's why Shyamasundara became Gauranga, arose in Mohan to understand the greatness of the love of his Priyasi, Radhika. So he relished it with the help of her mood and complexion. You cannot know how heavy a weight is just by looking at it. You have to take it on your shoulders. When Mohan understood the weight of the love of his Priyasis, he ended up in a severe condition in Gaura-lila. Quoting from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here Baba is making the point, without following in the shoes, without having the experience, you cannot understand it. So therefore Krishna had to become Mahaprabhu. So he's quoting from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Blood oozed from the pores of his skin and his teeth loosened. Sometimes his body was emaciated and sometimes it bloomed up. He did not even get a moment of sleep within the Gambhira cell. He rubbed his face against the wall and became completely bruised. The Lord's body was filled with ecstatic transformations, which were unheard of. All the joints of his fingers and toes were disconnected. Only his skin stayed in its place. So these are these sattvika bhavs, these expressions of the highest love possible. He experienced the love of Swamini and it transformed his whole body. Sometimes again, the Lord's hands, feet, and head withdrew into his trunk, his body, and he looked just like a tortoise. This was the condition of the Supreme Lord, the full non-dual truth, when he went to realize Radhika's ecstatic love for him. However, no, Papa has a good kind of humor. However, the Kinkaris understand everything naturally. I find this funny because no big efforts is there because they have so much love for Swamini. It comes to them naturally. However, the Kinkaris understand everything naturally. Why? Because, Gurdev, you want to say something, please?
Very much. I'm so beautiful. I'm very nice to listen to you. Inspiring very much. Very good. Please say. No, stop.
Okay. So far, I repeat the sentence. However, the Kingaris understand everything naturally. So this is because they are so close to Swamini, they understand everything naturally because their whole existence is of Seva Rasa. So nothing has to be explained to them. They understand it because of this oneness, like Gurudev always said, in the heart. And like Gauranga Sundari also said, in the heart, there is this oneness. So they understand everything naturally. They can understand what Swamini needs during her pastimes with Mohan. And they know what pastimes will be played. So they go ahead of the divine couple and decorate the kunja accordingly before the divine couple gets there. They make a bed for only one person to lie on with one pillow. They know by experience what pastime will be performed. The Sakis know that the Kinkaris have entrance into the intimate pastimes. Very interesting, very deep. So the Sakis, they know. They know that the Manjari have this trump card which they don't have. The Sakis don't have this possibility, and they know it. But there is no envy in the spiritual world. This is also a very beautiful example. There is no envy. No. They don't think, oh, I also, they order them. Why? Because the Sakis know, first of all, that the Manjaris have this entrance possibility. And second of all, the Sakis know that without the Manjaris, Radha and Krishna will not enjoy as much as without them. So everything there points to the satisfaction of the divine couple. So even the Sakis, they know that the Manjaris can do something they can do not. Everyone here in this material world would think, oh man, I also want to do that. But no, there is no envy there. In fact, the Sakis order them to do exactly what is necessary and to increase the bliss of the divine couple. This is wonderful. And this is for us also an example how we should live in this world. Never have envy, never have jealousy, always see the good in everyone and to help them perform at the best. And this is what the Sakis do, because they know ultimately Radha and Krishna are the enjoyers. This is a wonderful point Baba is making here. Okay, where have I been? The Sakis know that the Kinkaris have entrance into the intimate pastimes. They engage them accordingly. Again, Narottam Das Thakur. Lalita Adesha Bhaya Sevana Kori Pojaya Priya Saki Sange Harshamone. Receiving the order from Lalita, I will blissfully go to do my service along with my dearest girlfriends. So here also we see that we are never alone there. we are always there with Guru Manjari, and on the order, here on the order of Lalita, sometimes on the order of Vishaka, sometimes on this and that order. So what does it mean? It means not only in this world we have Anukatya, but also there we are in Anukatya. This is the hallmark of being a servant and of being a kinkari, that we always have our heads on the lotus feet of those who protect us, Guru and Guru Manjaris and the Vaishnavas. So always this principle, this tattva of Anukatya is there. Receiving the order from Lalita, I will blissfully go to do my service along with my dearest girlfriends. The mood of the maidservants is identical with Mahabhav. Wow. Sri Radharani. Sorry, yes, speak. I cannot hear you. Put the microphone on.
Oh, my mic is here.
Yes.
Right? You can hear me? Right.
Yes.
So again, Baba is emphasizing the mood of maidservants is identical with Mahabhav, with Radharani. This is why they can approach in the places where the loving pastimes are going on and Sakhis, they cannot. Because their mood or inner feelings, thoughts are completely identical with Radharani. And Radhika doesn't have a shame. Krishna also doesn't have a shame to exchange their love in presence of Manjaris. And in that sense, Manjar is showing that supremacy of Manjari Bhav, and also it shows that Manjaris are embodiment of Yugala Kishore loving pastimes. And in that mood, when Krishna understood these small girls of Radharani are embodiment of our loving pastimes, the best way for me to relish Radha's bhava is to become Radha Dasi. And in that mood, when he understood the best way to relish how she loves me, how she's relishing my sweetness, and how she's getting happiness by loving me, the best way is that I become her maid servant. Krishna is speaking these words and saying, no one is calling me Radha Dasi, but I'm most happy with that. And he's in the mood of Radha Dasi when he wants to relish this loba for Radha Prem. He manifested loba, eagerness for Radha Prem, because he understood the best way to do it is to become her maidservants. Yes, Gurudev.
Wonderful.
No, this, just speak more about this.
Read it. I've really...
There is one very nice verse, which is a famous, I found it in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, first chapter, but verse 6. Usually we are reading 4th. But on the 6th verse is very nicely explained, this in the simple way that we, sadhakas with not so much brain, can understand this. And it is said, Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, Kidrisho Vanayaiva, Svadyo Yenadbhuta Madurim, Kidrishova Madhya, Sukyam Chasyamad Anubhavata, Kidrisham Vetilobat, Tadbhavadya Samjani Sachi Garba Sindhu Harindu. So first is Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. How she, I cannot understand how she is loving me. I simply cannot understand. And the best way, now we are coming to the Krishna's real inner heart nature. The best way is to become her maidservant. The mood of, we shouldn't, when Gurudev is speaking, first Krishna, assigned with Krishna. Yes, he is the God, but also we should understand his inner feeling. We should not be afraid to understand Krishna's inner feeling. And her feeling, his feeling is that he is Bhakta Prema Adina. Bhakti Prem Adina. He is always conquered by the love of his devotee. This is his inner core of the heart, Krishna. And this Krishna I want to assign, not Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is okay, I agree with this. But I like him because he is Bhakti Prema Adina, submitted completely. So in that mood, he's because he has this quality in himself, he understands the best way how I can understand how Radhika is loving me is to become her maidservant. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. Her love is completely the greatest, uncomparable. Then second reason, Svadyo Yenadbhuta Madhura. I'm so sweet, but I cannot relish to the utmost my own sweetness. I am looking in front of the mirror and I see then that I'm very beautiful, I am very sweet, but still I cannot relish completely. And only my best devotee, Radhika, can relish this. So the best way is to take a shelter of Radharani's lotus feet. And like Tarunji many times and Baba wrote here, Manjari has identical mood with Radharani. So they can feel Radharani, they can love Madharani much more than any expansion of Radharani in the form of Sakhi. And this is why Krishna wants to take a shelter in the mood of Manjari Bhav. This is deep understanding and revealing of Rasik devotee in the mood of Gaudiya Vaishnava. All other tattvas are not Gaudiya Vaishnava. They are going around, but they are not pointing in the center. And our Rupanuga Acharyas are pointing directly to the center. So this is the second reason. And the third reason, which is very nicely explained, I'm reading, I don't know by my mind and heart, but I feel it. Sukyam chasyamad anubhavayata. Which kind of happiness? I simply don't understand. It's strange to me. Which kind of happiness, sukha, she feels. I want that this kind of happiness completely pervade my whole body. So I want to become Radha Dasi. Because I cannot become Radharani. I can take her mood. Taking her mood, it means taking her shelter. Taking the mood of Gurudev means taking his shelter or her shelter. And Krishna is showing through these three inner reasons with the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my dears, how Lobha for Radha Prema is strong in his heart. Lobha for Radha Prema. So we should learn from him. I assign with that Krishna who can give me a strength to feel how he feels to become Manjari of Radharani. This Krishna I want to worship. This Krishna I want to serve because he is the servant and lover of my beloved Swami. So I will just read again, and please, devotees, I found it Prabhupada made it so simple, wonderful translations, and he explaining, desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes. She alone relishes these qualities of Krishna. Not Sakhis, not Sancharis. And the happiness that she feels when she realized the sweetness of his love. Then he become richly endowed with her emotions. he appeared in the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi. So, Tarunji, maybe you will remember in Stavavali or somewhere, or maybe in another book, it's written, why Sachi Devi? Why always we are glorifying the womb of Sachi Devi? No one is glorifying Jagannath Mishra, father. Usually, in material world, every kid is known by his father and mother. But father is on the first place. But we, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, are glorifying the mother, and they are not mentioning the father, maybe in later verses. Because the mother has this compassionate nature, most compassionate nature. And they're glorifying Mother Sachi. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also like a mother, like a Radhika, full of compassion and mercy to the fallen souls. So I said a long thing about this, and I'm sorry, but I found it because yesterday I was giving the sharing about this. Tarunji now took the task, and I prepared myself. And I just wanted, because many times when we are listening about these three reasons, so much confusion is there. All right. So much confusion is there. The devotee cannot remember what is first, what is second, what is fourth, what is third. But please read here to understand the love and relish the love of Radharani, to relish the sweetness of Krishna, and also to relish and understand her greatest happiness. Simple. How it is possible to take ashraya of Radha's lotus foot. This is Vilapa Mikapidasi.
Yeah.
Yes, Baba. Please help.
Thank you so much. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for this, beautiful explanation of this very famous three wishes. I read it so many times, but sometimes I cannot. For me, it's what you said at the end. For me, it is enough to understand that Mahaprabhu wants to understand, Krishna wants to understand what Radharani feels, the greatness of her love and all these things. So therefore, he has to take the form of Mahaprabhu in the mood of a manjari. So this is summum bonum, like Gurudev always said. Very, very wonderful. Thank you so much. And of course, this is your class. You have prepared it, and you need to say that things. That is the point. I was just told to continue this very, very wonderful verse, and I have the feeling we will not finish it. Not possible. It's very, very long. It's like 6 more pages, but we come to a natural end.
I will tell you one thing. First year when Ramani and me met Gurudev, Sunitiji was reading this famous verse. She was reading, I think, 7 days.
Yeah.
And Gurudev gave the lecture about these subjects.
Yeah. It's imaginable.
And
yes.
because it was our first time to come in Vrindavan, and Sunitiji was very nicely read it. Gurudev infused through his explanation, infused the bhav, not only the knowledge of this, but the bhav. So they help us. And this verse of seventh in Vilapa Kusumanjali, like you said, is the essential verse of all Manjari Bhav and Vilapa Kusumanjali especially. Yeah.
Definitely one of those. So
thank you, sir.
The mood of the maidservant is identical with Mahabhav. Sri Radharani consists of Mahabhav. She is the very Chintamani jewel that fulfills all of Krishna's desires. Say Mahabhava hoy, Chintamani sara, Krishna vancha purna kore, ei karyavara. This Mahabhav, Chaitanya Charitamrita, this Mahabhav is the quintessence of the Chintamani gem of love of God, and it serves to fulfill all of Krishna's desires. That is a very beautiful explanation. What is the position of Srimati Radharani? What is she? What is her position? She is the quintessence of the love of God. Nobody loves God, Krishna Mohan, more than her, than she. No, than she. than she does. The maid servants are like the Chintamani stones, wish-fulfilling stones, that fulfill the desires of both the couple. Interesting point also. Therefore, Krishna pitifully prays to them for Radharani's indescribable mercy. So before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, would have never read such lines. It's not possible. So even Krishna is pitifully praying to them for Radhika's mercy. So here we see a paradigm change in the way that actually before Mahaprabhu, Krishna was the center of all worship and affection. But after he gave us and his contemporaries this beautiful mission of changing this paradigm so that we take shelter not by Krishna's lotus feet, but at Swamini's lotus feet. So this is a very different approach. And Srila Narottam Das Thakur was the first one who picked this up, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and the others. So this is a very wonderful point that here Krishna is praying to the Manjaris for Radharani's mercy, because he knows that she is way above him in the category of compassion and love and mercy. So now Baba is quoting a wonderful verse of Radharani.
Before you start to read, usually we are meditating and listening how Radharani is Chintamani, this touchstone. But we can see here, Baba is very, very cleverly and expertly knowing what he is writing from his own realization. He is speaking how Manjaris are Chintamani, because you have to be Chintamani to give the pleasure to Chintamani. Who can give the pleasure to Chintamani? This is the top stone. most precious, undescribable. So this is the power of Manjaris and our Rupanugas, Acharyas, and our gurus, present gurus, are also belong to that category. We cannot have a doubt about this. They are Chintamani. Who can deal with this Kali Yuga chelas? But only Chintamani. Crazy people and Chintamani.
This is also the power of Sadhu Sangha, that we become like that. The magnet, if you are long enough in contact with a magnet, you yourself, you become that. So this
and it's said,
very true.
You will remember, Tarunji, I don't know, maybe Narottam, that even one nail from the feet of Manjari, this light which is emanated from the nail of the feet.
Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur in Vrindavan Mahimamrita. Yes, wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so powerful. Nothing can with this kind of Shakti. So we should understand when we are approaching to our gurus who are situated and self-realized, there is no anyone who is so powerful like them, but we have lack of faith. Because they are behaving like ordinary social persons, and we cannot grasp their inner treasure, their inner. So this is why we are in illusion. If we really understand and accept and behave according to this acceptance, then sadhaka will go on the path of sadhana bhakti without so much troubles. But we don't believe that. We don't have shraddha that our gurus has this potency. And when we accept and start to feel according to that, then our behavior immediately will change.
Change.
And our hormones will not influence on us. Or gunas, or whatever. Demigods. This is the point. Manjari is Chintamani because Radhika is Chintamani. And because Manjari is Chintamani, she can fulfill all Yugala Radha Mohan's inner core desires, even those which they don't know that they have. And we need that kind of association of these sadhakas who has this faith, not others. Not lemon and milk, Gurudev is saying. Chintamani. Touchstone, which is able with just touch, by thinking on that kind of stone, sadhaka can change. Only thinking. Chintamani. By thinking. Jananda wonderfully gave this example of thinking, feeling, and willing. Just these three functions of mind put in this chinta, then our mind and heart will become changed and slowly melting. Because Chintamani is not hard stone, it's a touchstone, but it's not hard stone. Touchstone which is full of love. Sorry.
Like you. Like you, Baba.
No,
Like
please
you,
don't.
my dear. Like you.
I'm already exposed. Gurudev make fool of me, but what I have to accept.
No. You are
of
Chintamani,
foolishness.
my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wonderful. So Baba is continuing with the verse from Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi 94. O beautiful daughter of King Brishabhanu, Vrindavan's transcendental Cupid, Krishna, always flatters your maidservants in so many ways, desiring the festival of your indescribable mercy. So the one who is completely Atmaram, completely self-satisfied, he desires the festival of Radhika's incredible mercy. That means he has to come as Mahaprabhu, otherwise it's not possible. But he praises and he flatters the manjaris so that he can take a bath in the mercy of Swamini. So this is indescribable. This is what actually the position of the manjaris is all about. All about. In the same way, Baba is going further now. In the same way, Radharani takes also shelter of the kinkaris, who are non-different from her in heart when she desires to meet Krishna. Within their minds, Sri Sri Radha Madhava praise the wonderful expertise of those kinkaris in their service. Now Baba is inviting us again in the wonderful land of Smaranam and visualizing. One day, during the Rasa dance, Krishna plays his flute and Swamini dances when one of her ankle bells falls off. The jingling of those ankle bells enhances the beauty of Mohan's flute song. Imagine that. We cannot imagine that. But now Mohan misses their support. So amongst all these beautiful symphonies of sound, Krishna hears that the ankle bells are missing. Unbelievable. Shyam exposes the sweetness of his own dancing while he places the ankle bells back on Radha's ankles, unseen by others. Sometimes the manjaris are doing that. He thinks to himself, I have not been able to serve Radhika I was just saying, sometimes the Manjaris are doing it, and now I have not been able to serve Radhika as deeply and affectionately as her kinkaris do. So now he did it himself. He knows, actually, this is not my job. Therefore, after relishing the sweetness of Radha's love, Sriman Mahaprabhu, the all-emotional avatar of God. This is also very, very nice. Baba is saying this not for the sake. Why is Baba saying all emotional? Because Mahaprabhu has all those emotions within himself. Again, this is also the symbol for that he is also experiencing what the Manjari experience. The all-emotional avatar of God, who is filled with all the different devotional moods, also develop the desire. This, Gurudev, you will love this so much. You will love this line so much, Gurudev.
Oh, this is all your mercy.
No, this is Baba's mercy. Therefore, after relishing the sweetness of Radhika's love, Sriman Mahaprabhu, the all-emotional avatar, who is filled with all the different devotional moods. Now comes your beloved sentence, Gurudev. He also developed the desire to taste the sweetness of the Manjari service, after relishing the sweetness of Radha's rasa. Clear. Crystal clear. Yeah. Mahaprabhu also developed the desire to taste the sweetness of the Manjari service after relishing the sweetness of Radhika's ras. Wow. This is very, very beautiful.
Krishna means want to do this. So he's a bhakta. Bhakta. Radhika bhakta.
Yes. Exactly.
But this only can say who is really close with Krishna.
Yes, Gurudev, and that's Krishna we are serving. That is our Krishna that we are serving. This is Radha's Mohan.
That is the mercy of Prabhupada. He gave, Anandas Babaji approved. Right or not, Jananda?
Yes. And also today, Gauranga Sundara and Tarun Baba, I feel, or Baba mentioned, Krishna want to take shelter. Radhika means Krishna want to take shelter. Manjari, Radha Dasi.
Dayanandaji, we cannot see you. Can you move it a little bit? We cannot really see your darshan. Somebody move the computer.
Can you see?
Screen.
No.
No. You have to, shift it a little bit. Daihon, now please, yes.
Very nice, very nice.
Sundara and today Tarun Baba, this book also explains so nicely. Today's class, we are very clear. Krishna want to take shelter Radhika. And take shelter Radhika means take shelter Radha's Dasi. Even Radhika want to take shelter Radha Dasi. So Krishna want to take shelter Radhika and Radhika want to take shelter Radha Dasi. So this is the beauty of today's class. And Gauranga Sundara explained this Adilila first chapter, I don't know, 6th verse or I don't know, 5th verse. He explained so nicely. Gurudev was, oh my God, Gurudev was saying, oh, so deep. Gauranga Sundara is so deep. We appreciate this kind of Sattu Sangha association with Rashika Vaishnava. we could feel, we could go more dive. Every time we hear class, something new is coming. This is the beauty of, reading together, hearing together, sharing together. That's today I felt. Thank you very much.
How wonderful is Sri Raghunath Das' pure absorption in Radha's service.
Wow.
He says, Vilapami kapidasi. He says, Vilapami kapidasi. I am known as your maidservant.
No. Kapi means, Kapi means monkey. Really? Kapi Dasi, if is there, then I am not your Das. I am not really your Dasi. Still my mind is like a monkey mind.
Yes, Gurudev, this is a wonderful explanation for sadhakas, actually. And this is why we are kapi, fallen.
Kapi means, if you check, is a monkey.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very fallen.
Very fallen. Because I'm always listening my crazy mind.
Yes.
What crazy?
Yes. Monkey, like you like it, monkey mind.
I am known as your maidservant, and my life burns in the fire of separation from you. We also do bhajan in allegiance to the acharyas. Therefore, we must also somehow attain this condition. I may be unqualified, but he who has offered me to your lotus feet for your maid service is your qualified maidservant.
Wow.
So he's speaking about Guru, of course. Why will you not accept someone who is given to him when merciful Sri Gurudev offers me to your lotus feet? You have to accept me. Guru Krishna Rupa Hon Shastrera Brahmane. Guru Rupa Krishna Kripa Koren Bhakta Gane. Chaitanya Charitamrita. The scriptures prove that the Guru is a form of Krishna. Krishna bestows his grace on the devotees in the form of Sri Guru. This is another way, a gift of your lover. Can you refuse that?
Hey, this is so special. That is so amazing. How Baba is saying, Sri Guru is proven to be the representative of Sri Krishna also, not only of Sri Radha, but he is representative of Sri Krishna. So when he is giving the souls to service, then also this is Mahaprasad. This is Mahaprasadam of your lover. He is so expert in speaking, praying to Srimati Radhika. How can you refuse the prasad that your beloved has given to you? Isn't that amazing? So many perspectives, so many views are possible. So many feelings are churned in the heart. And that Sri Guru is giving us as prasadi, like Krishna, you cannot reject it. Isn't that amazing, Gurudev?
Amazing. It's not amazing, wonderful, surprising. How he will reject?
So I feel this Krishna, including Radhika, because Shri Guru. So Shri Guru is the representative of Radhika.
Yeah.
Radhika's maid servant. So this Krishna is not only Krishna, but also Radhika including. For us, this Krishna means Radhika. I feel it is.
Srimad Das Goswami Paths example of Radha Nishta is to be followed by the surrendered Rasika Bhagavatas.
Yeah.
Bodily consciousness destroys the life of a person like me. Dehe na korio asta, morile se yama sasta. Dukkera samudra karma gati. Prema Bhakti Chandrika. Don't place your faith in the material body.
Yeah.
For when it dies, it is punishable by Yamaraj. The course of karma is an ocean of misery. In deep Svarupa Avesh, Sripad Raghunathas Goswami, whose only life is Radha Dasya, says, the fire of separation caused by not seeing you is greatly scorching, burning my heart. I have become very upset from loudly crying. Microphone, Baba.
Yeah, my mic is here.
I don't hear you. Now we hear you. Now we hear.
Well, so everyone in this world, in all universes, are glorifying Krishna like a Jagat Guru, the Guru of universes. And we just heard how clever Manjaris are also manipulating with this to receive the mercy of Radharani. But Chaitanya Charitamrita is telling us the highest truth. Who is the Guru of a Jagat Guru? Radhikera Prema Guru Ami Shishyanata.
Yeah.
So Krishna also has a Guru. And he is taking complete shelter of Radharani, of Radha's Prema. And he becomes completely intoxicated with this. And according to her desires, he is dancing. Ami Shishyanata. She makes me to dance. And we know the famous verse also, Radhika makes Krishna to dance. Radhika makes Jiva to dance. Radhika herself dances. And three of them are dancing on the same place. So
Wow.
This is the ultimate Nivriti Nikunja. The three of them are dancing in amorous pastimes between Radha Mohan, which is served by their most intimate Seva Rupayas, Chintamani Manjaris. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is writing this. Prabhupada is writing this. But we need so many years. And this is sadhana. Sadhana means so many years. So nothing is wrong with so many years. But what we did in the end of these years, this is what will be valuable. So thank you. I just wanted to say this. I know every one of you knows, but only because Krishna has this kind of mentality. Bhakti Prema. I want to be the servant of Bhakti Prema. Adina. He wants to become the maidservant of Radharani. And by being maidservant of Radharani, he is saying, Radhikera Prema Guru, Ami Shishyanata. He cannot say like a Jagat Guru. He cannot say like this. But only when he becomes subordinated, conquered, take shelter, ashray,
Wow.
he can say. She can do with me whatever she
Amrit,
Beautiful.
Amrita.
Gurudev,
Amrita.
Yeah, very.
don't
very
speak like this. Don't
Very-
speak like this. I'm trying to repeat your words and feelings.
Tarun Baba Mercy, Amrita is.
yes, Tarun Baba.
Yes, all Vaishnavas, mercy.
Wow.
They are inspiring we are inspiring each other. I don't know what I'm talking. I even cannot repeat it.
ご覧すんだら、ordinary devotee, ordinary people speaking, all Krishna's guru to Sandipani Muni. Religious guru is maybe Sandipani guru. But if enter Radha's feeling, Radha Baba, or Manjari's Baba, then Radhika become guru, Prema guru. But this is very secret. Not many people, penetrate.
Only Rupa knows this secret. And Gurudev, can you repeat us, please? Say something. Who is guru of whom? Who is the guru of Rajavasis?
You want to understand?
Yeah, this is very nice.
One time, somebody said, Krishna Guru is Radharani. Brajvasi said, no. Krishna Guru is Brajvasi. And Brajvasi Guru is Govardhan. And Govardhan Guru is Radha. So you can see the category. Krishna Guru is Brajvasi. So Prabhupada always said, we respect Brajvasi. I cannot initiate to Brajvasi. Because this motherly love, friendly love, Radhika she is Brajvasi. All are Brajvasi. So Krishna Guru is Brajvasi. He comes for them. And Brajavasi Gurus are Govardhan. They don't, other things they respected. Govardhan. Because he is a Guru of Krishna, why he will bother for Krishna? Govardhan. And Govardhan Guru is Radha. Because this Govardhan, 7 days was because of Radha.
This is Paraki above explanations. This is Paraki above explanations. Yeah. Thank you, Gurudev.
Yeah.
In this way, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami reveals that he is burning of anguish inside out. Sri Raghunath pitifully prays, Ha Swamini, you are playing in the forest around Radha Kunda. This Kunda is your favorite place in Braja. There is no more beautiful place for you and your Priyatam to play than this one. But I am so unfortunate that I cannot see you, although I am living in this forest around your Kunda. Sri Raghunath's mind is startled by seeing the natural beauty and sweetness of Priyaji's form and qualities, and by seeing the natural beauty of Radha Kunda. And he cannot live anymore without directly seeing her. His life airs reach his throat because of his separation. So he falls on the bank of Radhakund and he laments, when will I serve Sri Radha, whose complexion rebukes the splendor of molten gold, who is a smiling girl in her adolescence, who is beautifully dressed in a glossy red silken sari, whose braid is as beautiful as the tail of a blissfully dancing peacock, and who joyfully casts sidelong glances at Mukunda. So I think maybe we should stop here or a little bit more. What is the feeling of the Vaishnavas? I think it's okay, and continue maybe next Sunday. What is your opinion?
Go on.
Go on.
You have to go so deep to realize it here.
Okay.
And I request you more give time to us, Tarun Baba. I need your time, Baba. You are the reason of all inspiration.
No, Gurudev. You are the origin of all inspiration.
You have to be more helpful to us.
Yes, yes, Tarun Baba.
As often as I can find the time.
Yes, yes.
Although the Govinda bee very much loves to drink the honey of love,
You see, Govinda, we also need honey of love. He is also dry. He is also thirsty.
although the Govinda bee very much loves to drink the honey that oozes from the beautiful lotus faces of the gopis, he suddenly leaves them and wanders here and there over the pathways, searching for the best of wish-yielding vines of Vrindavan,
Yeah.
being attracted to the super excellent fragrance of her blissful body.
Yeah.
When will I worship that Radha? This is Utkanta Dasakam, verse number 2. And sometimes he again laments, saying, Utkanta Dasakam, verse 3, when can I serve Sri Radha, who smiles and engages her Sakis with a festival of sidelong glances, in ridiculing Madhava, the teacher of all artful plays, who is otherwise very proud of his skill in playing, and after defeating him in a game of dice on a bed of lovely soft jasmine petals in a kunja kutira on the bank of her beautiful kunda. So here again we have the point that Radhika is Krishna's guru. So that's so wonderful. In this mood, Sri Raghunath laments in hundreds of different ways for the service and the audience of his mistress, Vilapami Kapidasi. Now Baba is quoting Bhakti Ratnakar, History of Devotees. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was always very eager to attain Radha and Mohan, always lamenting without being peaceful at heart for even one moment. He was supremely attached to Sri Radha Mohan, and because he was mad with loving ecstasy, he did not even know whether it was day or night.
Wow.
Wow.
The service of Sri Radha is bhava graya, only understood with feeling. Very deep sentence. Good if you always talk about this. The service of Sri Radha is bhava graya, only understood with the proper feeling, bhav. Therefore, Gurudev, you always tell us that we should fix our sthayi bhav. So we have this wonderful and proper feeling. The experience of the sweetness and the beauty of this service is incomparable. Mohan is the embodiment of all nectarian flavors, and Sri Radha is the embodiment of the full Mahabhav. Mahabhav Swarupini Sri Radha makes Rasik Shikara, the king of relishers, Krishna, who is also called Rasa Brahman, the delectable transcendence, relish the full sweetness of the erotic transcendental flavor. Srila Rupa Goswami has written, all the endeavors of the Braja Gopis who are endowed with Samartha Radhi are meant for Krishna's pleasure. In the same way, all the endeavors of Radhika's maidservants are meant for the pleasure of Radha and Madhava. So here's a very big difference. So the Sakis, they enjoy with Krishna for the pleasure of Krishna. But the Manjaris are those who are dedicated for the pleasure of Radha and Madhava, and they never seek the pleasure with Krishna. Indeed, they lose themselves in the ecstasy of the devotional service of the divine couple and are also blessed with the sweet savor of the Yugala Kishore. Srila Narottam Das Thakur exemplifies as follows how the Manjaris relish Radha and Krishna's sweetness during their service. Baba is now quoting verses from Narottam Das Thakur. Hari Hari, when will I give up this male body and become a female? Yes, please. Applying sandal paste to their bodies. I will tie a crown on Krishna's head and place a string of Ganja beads on it. Ganja is something different. Gunja beads on it. I will string a garland of different flowers. Dress Krishna in his yellow dhoti along with the Sakis and place betel leaves in his mouth. So this prarthana, these prayers are very nice for us sadhakas to visualize what kind of sevas can be done. It's wonderful to close your eyes after you read these things and you try to be there in your sada swarupa avesha. I will fill my eyes with their enchanting forms. I will dress Radhika in a blue sari, and I will bind a wonderful braid for her with a string of new jewels and a garland of malati flowers. In my mind, I desire to fill my eyes with their sweet forms. Glory to you, Rupa and Sanatan. Sometimes Rupa and Radhit, but here's Sanatan. Please give me this treasure. This is the prayer of Narottam Das. An intolerable fire starts burning in the heart of the loving devotees when he misses this devotional service. So like Suniti said, we can all check we can also check our fire if we are not in devotional service. So yeah, this is the goal we want to come to, but we have to be very honest with ourselves and see, at least I can say, there's not a big fire burning, so we have to pray to make this a bigger fire, so that we want to be engaged in devotional service, cooking, chanting, doing everything in daily life is actually service with the right consciousness. So we pray to be in that consciousness. The best way to worship the divine couple Radha and Mohan is the path shown by Das Goswami. It is a path of worship that does not depend on anything else but where are you, Radharani. This is a wonderful, wonderful line by Baba. My God. I repeat this. The best way to worship the divine couple, Radha and Mohan, is the path shown by Sri Das Goswami. It is a path of worship, Raganuga Bhakti, that does not depend on anything else. But where are you, Radharani? So here we see that we need Lopa. We need this Lopa, which is actually born of the grace of the Vaishnavas and especially Gurudev, so that we can also come to this stage that we think in our daily life when we deal with everyone, that actually we are always in company of our Guru Manjari and Swamini. How do we behave in that matter? Sometimes you can be your own judge. We can see how we behave in this matter. This is very wonderful. We have to come to that point that where are you, Radharani? Not depending on Shastric injunctions, not depending on this and that, but how can I serve you, Swamini? Without seeing Radharani's lotus feet, the world is empty. The devotee is maddened by her attractive sweetness and beauty on the one hand, and agitated at heart by great anxiety and eagerness on the other hand. Sometimes it's said that this pain and pleasure are changing each other, and it's always the side of one coin is the pleasure of meeting and the pain of separation. According to the great devotees, Sri Bilva Mangal Thakur showed the highest signs of love in a sadhaka body. When he was suffering the pangs of separation from Krishna, he said in Krishna Karnamrita 63, when the Vaishnava associates of Bilva Mangala Thakur tried to console him by telling him that merciful Krishna would certainly reveal himself to him, he said, alas, in which more horrible, dangerous situation than this one will the adolescent ocean of mercy become visible to us with his wide eyes. This verse shows that Sripad Bilva Mangal Thakur's heart was maddened by the attraction to Sri Krishna's great sweetness on the one hand, and by his eagerness to see him on the other hand. How indescribable is the adolescence of Krishna, who is the father of Kamdev, who stirs the mind. He is sweeter than even sweetness itself, and naughtier than naughtiness itself. What shall I do? Krishna's adolescence steals my heart. Now Baba is making the other thing, saying us, Siddha Goswami is on the platform of Mahabhav, for he is Braja's Tulsi Manjari. And Sri Radha's service is his very life. Therefore, he experiences the highest level of devotional eagerness. Radha's devotional service, Radha's devotional service, is even more desirable. This is a nice sentence. Radha's devotional service is even more desirable than Krishna's devotional service. Jayo.
Radhe.
Raganuga Bhakti. Yes.
Radhe.
Yeah.
Because we should understand the mood of Bilva Mangala Thakur.
Yes.
He is the Sakhi mood.
Yes.
And he is in love with Krishna.
Yes.
And all prayers, all emotions are directed to Krishna.
Yes.
But the Manjari mood is different.
Yes.
And Baba, I think now he will give this, because he already said Das Goswami is on the platform of Mahabhav. And for Braja Tulasi Manjari, Sri Radha's service is very, very life. Therefore, he experienced the highest level of devotional eagerness for Radharani.
Yes. He only quotes that verse to make this point.
Yes, that's the point. And to help us to have a clear differences and to understand the difference between Sakhi Bhav
and Manjari
Bhav.
Yes, 100%. Because like you said, the next sentence after this quoting this, Sri Das Goswami is on the platform of Mahabhav, for he is Raja's Tulsi Manjari, Bas. So then he says again, Radha's devotional service is even more desirable than Krishna's devotional service. Raganuga Bhakti depends on spiritual greed, lobha, and this greed arises in the soul. Very deep and very important point. Not in the dull material mind. Very wonderful. So you can be very, very intelligent, or you can be very, very stupid. It doesn't make a difference, because the soul is all that matters. The Bhakti Lata Bija is not put in the mind. It is put in the heart. It is put in the soul. So here we have this wonderful explanation that knowledge is only as good. It's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is on the platform of the soul, that we develop this greed, this lopa. And this lopa can only develop in the soul by the kripa of the bhaktas of the Vaishnavas, and of course Gurudev. Spiritual greed.
So now we can repeat again from the beginning that our expectations can be sometimes wrong, because we expect that this greed appears in material consciousness, in material mind, with material influences, in material way. But actually, we need Jiv Jago to wake up our soul consciousness, because the greed is appearing in the soul. Hope is appearing in the soul, because we are talking about spiritual hope and spiritual greed. And for that, we need close association with those persons who already has this spiritual greed, to infuse from their hearts to our hearts. We cannot expect that in our mental consciousness, material mind, such kind of greed appears. This is wrong conclusion and expectation. So we need kripa, that greed appears deep in our heart, not like an organ, heart like an organ, but actually soul. And for that, then transformation will start. And we cannot fake it. So expectations must be proper. Greed from the soul. And Gurudev is so many times speaking, first 10:10, you are spiritual soul, you are not this body assigned to Krishna, and so on and so on. Just to awake this soul consciousness. Chaita. Jiva Chaita. So association, like Tarunji said, association with this kind of persons, or only one person, is enough if we are open in our heart. But the blockage makes our ego. So please.
Baba is giving in the last paragraph. Baba is. I didn't know that we can do it, but it's just one more paragraph, and Baba is giving fantastic advice to what you just said, Gauranga. So this is really a wonderful ending of this monumental verse. So I repeat again, because this is now especially for us on the path of Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti depends on spiritual greed. And this greed arises in the soul because, like you said, the soul has the propensity to receive bhakti, because we are part and part of Krishna, and we are also a living, eternal living entity. And this spiritual greed can only take hold in the spiritual, because it is of a spiritual nature. Bhakti is a combination of Hladini Shakti and Sambit. So the jiva is between both energies, but he has the propensity to be an eternal servant of Krishna, so this can be stored in the heart. And this greed arises in the soul, not in the dull mind. The natural longing for this awakens a strong desire in the sadhaka to attain the beloved deity. We speak of Ishta. And this absorption makes the practicing devotee forget the mundane world. So the more we identify, the more we absorb ourselves, the more we will forget the mundane. When one becomes absorbed in one's spiritual identification, Siddha Swarupa, one can give up false identification with this material body. This is the only way. When the devotee has experienced the taste, smell, form, sound, and touch of his beloved deity, Ishta, he starts yearning greatly for the attainment of his beloved. For us, this is of course Radhika, and he always prays, your surrendered devotees experience the pinnacle of bliss. What is that? That is Manjari Bhav. But I am so unfortunate that I don't feel anything. Oh Brindatavi, where is that divine couple? Tell me, in which kunja must I search? I'm calling, but they don't respond. How can I be satisfied? In this way, Baba is now giving the Palashruti, the fruit of a wonderful, wonderful blessing. In this way, the practicing devotee will slowly attain the stage of divine madness. Like Gurudev always said, is divine is the wine of madness. So when what was it? Again, in this way, the practicing devotee will slowly attain the stage of divine madness. Only if Swamini appears sometimes like a lightning flash, only then will be there consolation, meaning relief. How anxiously Srila Das Goswami is lamenting. It is as if heart breaks. Yes.
Lightning flash, spurti. When Bhav appears in the heart of devotee, he crystally can see his own Swarup. He crystally can see his beloved Ishtadev. And in some moments of spurti, on that level, by Radharani's mercy, she is appearing, trying to inspire devotee to make another step. And sometimes these spurtis can be short, sometimes they can be longer, and they are there to soften and melt the heart of Jati Rata Sadhaka, in whose heart this Rati is strongly established. Radhika is giving this merciful spurtis to that devotee, not to the materialistic devotee. And then slowly eagerness from the heart appears to attain direct seva. Up to that is sadhana bhakti and then bhava bhakti. And by the mercy of Ishtadev and especially Guru, desire to attain direct service, prem bhakti, strongly is blooming, bursting out naturally from the heart of devotee. So we should be clear that spurtis and vispurtis are coming on from the bhava level, not make our own concoctions. But if we like, that's all right also.
In this way, the practicing devotee will slowly attain the stage of divine madness. Only if Swamini appears sometimes like a lightning flash, only then there will be consolation. How anxiously Srila Das Goswami is lamenting. It is as if his heart breaks. How sweetly he says, Ha Swamini, how intense is his desire to be heard by her. He calls out with all his heart, Ha Swamini, this fallen soul has fallen on the bank of your kunda, giving up all activities, only desiring to see you. You are so playful. Listen to my lamentations in these verses. while you're playing. So he himself is, of course, speaking about the whole Vilapa Kusumanjali. Experiencing this fire of separation, Srila Raghunath Das wails, weeps, cries, and laments. O Swamini, O Brindavaneshwari, my heart burns in the fire of separation from you day and night. It is so intense that I cannot tolerate it. I am such a fallen maidservant, always floating on the water of sorrow, suffering much at heart. I am sitting near Govardhan Hill, desiring to see you and crying in want of your service. I have given up everything to meditate on your lotus feet, and I have written some poems. Very humble. I am greatly lamenting. Please soothe my heart with one drop of your nectarian love. Vilapa Kusumanjali ki jai. Raghunath ki jai. Anantaras Shlanantaras Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Gurudev ki jai.
Yeah, yeah. Jai.
Whew.
Full of rasa,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe.
More than 2 hours, my God.
2.5 hours.
Select like this, very deep. This subject has to be very clear. Our your kirtan is very good. They are all appreciating this. But you are well, you have all the worship.
We make Kartik, we try to make afternoon and night also.
Well,
9, 3 to 4 to 8:30 to.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai
very nice.
Radhe.
Yes.
What?
Saturday and Sunday, new subject will come like this. Right?
Very deep.
All has to be there. How many are there?
In the beginning, we were 52, Gurudev. Now some left. It's only 37.
No, I need maybe 60, 70.
108, Gurudev.
Not then, no, we will not make it special. Then go on like this. If no test, then why to do? We will private do that. Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, Gurudev, Dandavat.
You have to be greedy for that and make very, very special, deep understanding and keep going there.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda